Hey everyone, WonderBot here, and welcome back to Braveland. Now let's get some reinforcements and then we can go back north for that treasure. Tavern is a good place to hire warriors. We will gladly join you for a good salary and a mug of fruit ale. Perhaps we will hire some of you. A small force will not be enough to defeat the bandits. Okay, so you can buy a limited number of guys using your, limited amount of funds. So... Peasant horde. Okay, so now we have just like one severely overpowered peasant stack, I believe. I don't know if I can split up stacks yet. I kind of hope I could, but it doesn't seem like I have that ability yet. So let's go north and head for the treasure first before going on, because I don't know, it just seems like the logical thing to do. So, what are you looking for, man? Isn't that the chest that the bandits dropped? Hee hee, you won't find it. We hid it in the yard. Oops, I might have said too much. Now we'll have to kill you. Hee hee. Well, you know what? Goblins aren't exactly known for their overall intelligence or really anything else. Goblins are just kind of the generic trash mob in really any game, except for World of Warcraft, come to think of it. So, Goblin, tricky forest creature and cave dweller. No special abilities, and it's got Rush, accelerate for 2 turns in the current round. Okay, so that's their activated ability. So, I guess easy strategy is just rush in the melee fighters and hope for the best, because, I don't know, I could slowly pepper them with arrows. Technically, that would probably be the best strategy to use in this case. But, well, at this point, I don't want to lose the trackers. I think I'm going to pull them back. First, we're going to take out... We're going to see if we can take out this guy with heavy damage, because the less people we have running around, the better. So I'm going to pop this guy up here and pig stick this guy. Oh, ow. Okay, so our trackers are in trouble. Oh, it was because this guy immediately took a turn. That explains it. Now, maybe I should have been more patient. Hard to say. So, let's go after this one. And it would be kind of unfortunate if we lose the trackers. I don't even know if that's possible, but that would kind of seriously bite if we actually did lose them. My bet is that it will actually just cost us a fair amount of money to get them back. My logical way of, going up here first, in retrospect, actually seems like kind of a poor idea. But, you know what? Like I was saying earlier, things seem like they're probably going to be easy. I'm not too terribly worried. So let's hope the wolf does not kill our trackers. Nope, our trackers are unconscious. Hopefully we can get our money back. Or, not money back, but we can at least get them back slowly. So now we've got our turbo arrow ability. Let's get some hefty damage into these wolves. And at this point, I think we've got this battle in the bag. Let's just hope we don't lose too much money. And it's kind of hilarious that our entire armed forces is powered sheerly through the force of, excessive amounts of money, but that's totally fine. So it cost us quite a pretty penny to get all of our trackers back, but is life. So Okay, cool it, man. We were just joking. That's what neighbors do. If you want the chest, you can have it, but you'll have to dig it up yourself. Let's go for the chest. Hopefully it'll actually give us a magical item of some sort, because it would be kind of cool if you got, actual equipment in this game. Looks like this chest contains something valuable. More digging. First it's potatoes, then it's carrots, now it's treasure chests. I hope lunch isn't too far off. What am I dragging around, hobbits? Nope, I only got 100 gold. I'm going to be a little sad if, the real only impetus in this game is money and that's it. So let's buy us a, 7th archer and charge forward. Because I hope at least we get some nice party diversity by the end of the game. So, Commander From knows that it was you who ambushed his men, and he's offering a mighty high reward for your heads. Commander who? His men have cleaned out your dirty villages. You haven't even noticed. Oh, if you haven't noticed. The bandit leader. He must have be scared out of his wits if he sent you after us. The commander doesn't have time to waste on a bunch of petty villagers. We've been paid in gold to track you down. The rest of the bounty will be paid in exchange for your heads. Okay. Bandit archer. Experienced robber seeking a weak victim. Fires. So I assume the bandit archer is actually a far more threatening enemy. The question is, how do I do it this time? Because The previous time I did this, I just charged ahead, and in retrospect that actually seems like a terrible idea. So, I'm actually going to have my melee units guard until his melee units get into range, and I'll just use my archer as, I don't know, a peppering force. I'll just kind of toss this guy up here. Okay. Now, I could take out one of the weaker enemies. I could go for the archer, and the archer hasn't hit me yet, but that's because it's probably his turn next. It'd be very nice to see what the turn order is. So, let's go for him, because he does seem like he's the most threatening of all of them. Yep, okay, he is actually quite threatening. So, now our guys are in range, and I can get... I guess I can't pig stick that guy as fast as I was hoping. But, oh, you only get one chance to retaliate per round. That's interesting, and potentially frustrating, but it also makes sense from a, like, ganging up perspective. Let's take out the wolves first. I think the wolves are going to be weaker. Potentially? Hard to say. And let's knock one off of the archer, because, like I said, he's probably the most threatening guy we've got, you know, to tango with. Big sticking, and some gold. Now the question is, do I have to move forward to get the effects of the gold? And the answer is, I'm not entirely sure. But I'm just going to march this guy slowly forward, and we can poke him in the back with a wooden pitchfork. Not exactly what I would call the most ferocious of armaments. And now, since range damage is apparently also based on distance, they get a damage burst. That's potentially problematic. Let's pig stick this guy down to 1, because at this point now he's not nearly as threatening as he was. And we've got a treasure chest. The question is, do we get the treasure chest if we win? Interesting question. So I'm actually going to charge for the treasure chest, and so we've got the turbo arrow. I'm gonna fire it at the wolves, because worst comes to worst, this bandit comes after me, but we're not in dire straits. I'm gonna take this guy out, and okay, looks like we've got one more turn just in case our peasant. Okay, 40 gold, good. Because, again, I don't have much of a confirmation on whether or not you get the treasure or not from the ground. Hard to say. But cost a pretty penny to get everybody back. But then again, not nearly as much as when we were fighting the goblins. And we came out with a lot and EXP, which is probably far more valuable considering we're sitting pretty high in the, I guess, green as far as gold goes. So, leadership plus 40. Add more warriors to our squad. Nice. The question is, do we want endurance or knowledge? Knowledge increases the resistance to magic attacks. Considering we haven't run into a whole lot of magic attacks, I'm just going to keep going with endurance, because I think magic attacks are going to be, you know, far less plentiful than physical attacks in this game. Could be wrong, but I'm going to just say that's possible. It looks like there's going to be more to this game than just this. Let's actually pop up to this shack and see what's here before we continue on and end the episode. The disheveled shopkeeper emerges, I don't know how I said emerges from beneath the counter. You again? I've already given you everything. Oh, you don't look like the same thugs. Those brutes robbed my store clean. They even took my special elixirs for beard growth. Well, I did manage to hide one thing. Here, this sword may be a bit old, but any weapon wielded by the captain inspires heroism amongst his squadron. Not bad. Rest assured, I will use this sword to teach a bandit commander a thing or two. So now we have a sword. So, open hero inventory. So, I was under the impression with the hero, unless the game has just crashed, at which point, you know, terrible things have happened, and I will be very upset. Game has completely frozen. Oh, no it hasn't. Okay, it just took a long time to get into the inventory section. So we can equip the sword. And the question is, what does this do? And the answer is, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, squad. So, I only can have X amount of squads. Maybe? Potentially? Oh, I have some more guys sitting in the wings. And... interesting. Wish they kind of explained this bit a little bit better. Huh. Okay, I really hope they get back to this section at a later date, or something. So let's go use some of our hard-earned gold, buy some more peasants, presumably. We can get 2 more of each, really. Or, there we go. And you know what? I would actually say this is a really good stopping point of... Ooh, we've got the bandit leader. You know what? Let's continue. Let's beat the bandit leader, and then I will call this a very good stopping point for the first episode, because, I don't know, long things. These cursed trackers ruin our entire business. They lead merchants down a secret path. What's a robber to do but clean out simpletons like you? Nothing personal, friend. A job's a job. Now let's hope our, padded out military actually has some power against these guys. Looks like it will. Let's just charge ahead, because he's got nothing but archers. And, I don't know. I probably should err more on the side of caution in retrospect, but is life. So I'm going to aim for this archer first, because the more people I can take out as soon as possible, the better off we're going to be. And these archers are kind of crap. I guess our main threat right now is going to be taking out this guy, but if I can get my thief back here, or my trackers, they're totally just pretending to be someone else. Crap. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't run into that situation where their thief would come after mine. So, I'm actually going to move our guy forward and go after this guy. And realistically, I need to get him closer so he can do more damage. And I'm going to keep going for the archers, mainly because they do actually have the highest damage differential comparison. I don't know, it's kind of hard to say. The melee guy is pretty threatening. I just figure I should kind of... I don't know. Very hard to say. But we'll be getting our turbo shot on the next round. I guess let's just pour some arrows into this guy, and maybe even try and take him out on the next go. Then again, we can take out these archers, which would be equally useful. Let's go after the archers. They do less damage in response. Whereas this guy would actually harm our trackers pretty substantially. And it's our villagers' time to shine, so we can go after things. So it does not look like the treasure left on the ground can be retrieved at post-combat. Again, hard to say, but it's one of those where I'm going to bet that I don't get the money back. So I guess we'll just toss this guy in the gold, and... Oh, so you can actually take progressive movements. That's really neat and useful, because that way I can actually, do a couple of movements, pick up whatever gold, and then continue on my merry way. And there we go. We win. We revive 2 guys. It's, still costing us a fair amount of money, but every time we win, we, make a fair amount back. Let's see what we got down here. And who is it? Our school trains the finest trackers around. By the way, we can teach your men the art of throwing knives. Is there anything more unexpected than a cutlass flying straight at you? So, we can buy more trackers, which would be useful, or we can buy a skill, which is going to be probably more useful. Let's go take on the Bandit King. I think... Oh, hold on. I just realized something. So, squad, I believe these are the... No? Okay, whatever. Very hard to tell. Let's just head for the Bandit Lord. I think we've got more than enough power to take him on. And, well, look who's here. That bunch of losers found their way to my camp. Great excuse to stretch out and earn some new trophies. Certainly don't lack confidence. Let's see what you have to say after the battle. Our character's like the most just generic person I can... Shit. I don't know how that happened. Is there a penalty for it? No, it does not look like there's a penalty for leaving the battle. So, these are the guys available to you. These are the guys you'll be bringing into battle with you. That's really good to know, and also terrifying because, we almost went into battle with literally nothing. So, let's just ignore the dialogue because it's the exact same, and, charge in blindly. So we've got... I'm actually going to go back... I wonder what throwing knives does. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually tell me what my throwing knives do. There we go. Okay, inflicts damage to the target at a distance of 1 cell from the Pathfinder. So I'm going to stick these guys in defensive stances, because currently it's better for him to come at me, at least to the point where I can charge at him and attack, than vice versa. And I can use this arrow to... I'm going to pepper this guy. He definitely looks the most threatening by a significant margin. And, don't exactly want to get hit too hard. So again with the defensive, because they're not quite within range, but now he's going to be within range. Awesome. Charge! And this way we can probably get him with a dagger attack. He does a lot of damage, but I'm not horribly concerned. I just want to take him out quick before the rest of his troops actually move in. And he's peppering my archers. That shouldn't be a problem. I think I have 8 of them. Yeah, that's no big deal. Get him with dagger. Dagger, not the most useful thing in the world, but it's also one of those where the dagger is substantial enough that, well, not substantial enough, but it's got a range, so he can't attack me back, which, you know, in retrospect is actually fairly useful. Let's see, oh, shoot. Right, since we're in melee combat range, our archers are not nearly as effective as I would like them to be. Our turn, I think we can pig stick him to death. There we go, and we're golden. Because at this point, it's just cleanup. And yeah, we're going to be losing a fair amount of money here, but I don't see an alternate way of dealing with the enemy. So let's just take that guy out. Wow, he's hardier than I thought he would be. And I think our peasant's going to be fine tanking for a while. At least for a little while. And the question is, do we charge this guy forward? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to charge him forward, go after this guy, and we'll continue on after the archers after this. Let's see if we can whittle this guy down a little bit. The question is it worth it to whittle down a stack or get rid of an entire troop? And I think it's better to go after an entire stack, you know, whittle them down one by one, than trying to, like, evenly drag them down. So I'm going to march up. I like the fact that the trackers move quick. It makes my life, you know, substantially easier as far as taking out archers, because the peasant is kind of slow. And the archer... I probably should move the archer, come to think of it, because the archer does do more damage at close range. Even though I'm like, oh, I'll just keep him in the back. He's got unlimited range as far as the, you know, hex map goes. Not the case. Should think more about that sort of thing. Okay, and I think we've got our turbo arrow up at this point too. So I will be able to pepper that guy from a distance and actually give us, yep, there we go. Bam. That did substantially less damage than I thought it was going to do. But, you know what, we've got our trackers right there, and our peasants right there. So, again, not much of a big deal. So apparently our, you know, peasants are... Oh. Did our, like, super arrow not hit him? There we go. I was wondering why that did so little damage. So, lost a lot of peasants there. Didn't lose a single skirmisher. I'm kind of surprised. And a couple of archers. But we came away with a lot of money, and we're all good. So... Curses, bested by some peasant upshot. But worry not, my death will be avenged in full. Erikin the Great does not like anyone interfering with his plans. He will burn your huts to the ground with one flick of his staff. Erikin? Who's that? If he was able to subdue From, there will definitely be no joking with him. We must find and stop his master before it is too late. Onward! Yes, come with me, peasants that, you know, have... probably no guaranteed survival. Onward to victory, and most likely your deaths. So, definitely an interesting game. Kind of enjoying it. And I will see you guys on the next episode of... oh, whatever this game is called. I don't know, I've already forgotten. It's kind of one of those where it's like Braveland. Yet, I guess it should stand out in my head, but I just can't remember for the life of me. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. And, as always, thanks for watching.